There was a time not too long ago where giving or receiving a thrifted Christmas gift felt a little taboo, maybe a little cheap, maybe a little tacky, but honestly, those days are over. Today, a thrifted gift can be incredibly personal, intentional, sustainable, and way more special than something someone may have ordered online or grabbed off the shelf in a hurry. And thrift stores these days are wild. There are unique vintage finds, designer pieces with tags on them. Of course, you get your handful of things that you would not want to gift, but you can find gorgeous basics, accessories, and the perfect things for your loved ones and friends at a fraction of the cost. Last week, my daughter Angelina and I went to the Goodwill in Boston, and we walked into over $1,500 worth of new with tag items. Cashmere sweaters, Zara new with tag, Free People, and this beautiful New York menswear brand that I've never heard of that I'm going to introduce you to today called Orchard and Broom. I also found a pair of shoes from a great designer that I would consider new without tag that retail for over $800, certainly in the condition that I would feel very comfortable gifting them. So today I want to show you the highlights and talk about thrifting gifts for the holiday season, how to do it, what to look for, and why this has become one of my favorite ways to shop during the holiday season. Before we get to the haul, let's jump back in time and do a little thrifting in Boston. Hey friends, I'm with Ange today. It's late in the day. Veterans Day was yesterday. All the thrifters were out yesterday, but it's really quiet today. And it's 3 o'clock, so let's see what we can find.
Good day.
Let's see what we can find. Ange, what are we looking for today?
A little bit of everything.
Some winter trends.
I think that I want to find things with fur trim, and I want to find new boots. If you don't match.
Because you've stolen my boots?
Because I stole my mom's dry boots.
All right, boots for Angie. Let's manifest them.
Yeah.
Eventually, I do want them back. Or you can put them on your Christmas list. You're renting them. Angie found a little Brandy Melville. That's adorable. And what's that?
This sweater looks pretty inside.
Oh, cute. J. Dill. I love that. I just have a little bit of footage here, but this is the Orchard and Broom brand that I'm discovering for the first time. There's kind of this separate rack that has all sorts of new with tag items on it. I noticed that a lot of the stuff is Pima cotton, lots of basics, but perfect for the men in my life, Anthony and Jay mainly. But look at the price tags on some of these. I scoop a bunch of them up. And here I discovered this beautiful pair of Ferragamo heels, like new. They are $12. And I am just so impressed with the condition of these. I would definitely gift these. And for reference, these are the heels on their current website and the price of all of them, ranging from the mid to high 800s to over $1,000. What do you think, Ange?
What size is it?
It's a 14, but it's vintage, so it probably runs small.
I have to get it.
Yeah? All right, I shall. Okay, in an effort to not take home projects with me, I decided to leave that beautiful Christian Dior suit behind. There were several stains on it. And as Angie and I were checking out, this lovely woman was so excited to have it in her cart. And it made my heart happy to see somebody else really excited to take that home. But what a score that was.
Yeah, I fear I would never wear these just because they're uncomfortable.
They're really cute,
Thanks.
but they look very narrow. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a first. We found Tata shoes. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, love that.
Mom, you might have to help me.
Yes, I can help you.
Yeah, I got it.
You good? If you're new here, hi, welcome. I should probably introduce myself. My name is Lori, and I've been thrifting for a living for over 7 years. I've sold over 12,000 items on platforms like Poshmark and eBay, and I've just learned so much about quality clothing and what holds its value and what holds up over time. And I started a tradition about 4 years ago where I give my kids these giant thrifted gift bags.
Oh, I love the rugby shirt.
Oh, let me see, Rob.
This is awesome.
This is oh, that's so
This
awesome.
is my favorite.
Oh, that's so funny, because that almost went to Anthony.
I really like it too. That looks really good.
But it's a medium, but it looked long. Do you like that?
I love this.
Oh, it's so pretty.
They also get other Christmas presents too, but this is kind of like our kickoff to the morning, and it's such an incredible tradition, and I've shared it with my audience over the past few years. So I want to give more and more tips about thrifting for the holidays, because I hear from so many people who try this and they love it, and it becomes a tradition. There can be a lot of pressure around the holidays to spend a lot of money on things, and I think that when you're doing something that's so thoughtful at the thrift store, the risk just isn't there. You don't mind spending a little bit if you know somebody's going to love it. I would never encourage somebody to just go to the thrift store and just spend money because it's cheaper, because I just don't subscribe to that anymore. I used to be like, oh, how can I leave this here? It's not a lot of money. But now I just thrift with so much more intention, and it slowed me way down, and I actually really get excited at the end of a thrift trip, because I'll start and I throw things in my cart, the cart's piled up, and then as I go through things and edit things down, what I leave with now are things that I'm typically really excited about. I'm not looking to take home piles of things. I want to take home things that people in my life are going to love, that my clients and customers are going to love, and that I am going to love for years to come. Now, obviously not every day is like this particular trip, but this was definitely a standout, and I think if you thrift enough, you will eventually come across some real gems. And I'm always finding things that are new with tag. Not necessarily the quality of the things that I found today, but sometimes it's not all about getting a designer brand for people you love. Sometimes it's just about finding something that's personal and unique to them. You'll see in today's haul, a lot of the new with tag items I bought were going to my son Anthony and my husband for their thrift bags at Christmas. My son Rocco is my vintage guy. He likes things that look like they're from the 80s. So depending on who you're shopping for, you're not always looking for new with tag items. You're trying to curate for the people you love and you know so well, and your local thrift store can be a treasure trove to find those items. Okay, before we dive into my haul, I just wanted to take a second to thank today's sponsor, the Farmer's Dog. Whenever I'm out for a day of thrifting, it always gives me such peace of mind to know that my friend Lumpy here is at home with a nutritious meal while I'm gone, and the Farmer's Dog does it best. The Farmer's Dog has truly made this so easy. I reached a point where I was feeding Lumpy and he just wasn't interested in the food, and it was getting really frustrating. I tried a variety of different kibbles for him. Lumpy can be kind of picky, and he also has a little bit of a sensitive stomach, so making the switch to the Farmer's Dog has been such a great move. This is his favorite meal. This is the chicken and grain recipe, which I think is the best on his tummy. We've been feeding Lumpy with the Farmer's Dog for a few months now, and he's on such a great schedule. When you first sign up with the Farmer's Dog, it's super simple. You fill out a little questionnaire, you talk about your dog's age, breed, any dietary needs that they might have, and they personalize a meal just for your dog, and it comes complete with their name on it. His meals come pre-portioned, which makes it so easy for our back and forth to Boston lifestyle. I keep these in the freezer. When we leave for the city, I'll grab a couple. Are you hungry? What I love most about the Farmer's Dog is that I know that I'm feeding Lumpy real food, human grade food that he absolutely loves. If you want to try the Farmer's Dog for your pup, you can get 50% off your first box of freshly made dog food delivered to your door. Plus, you'll get 24/7 customer support. You can click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. Now that he has human grade food with the Farmer's Dog, eating is never an issue. We love the Farmer's Dog. Don't we, lumps? Let's get into the haul, and I'll show you the pieces that I got for my family. And at the end, I'll review my tips on how to have a successful thrift trip when you're gifting for the holidays. Okay, I did end up getting stuff outside of new with tag items, so I'll show you some of the things that I picked up for Rocco. But let's go over the new with tag items first. I was so blown away by this brand. Anthony and Jay are around the same size. Anthony's been sizing up a little bit. They're typically mediums. They have a very similar build, so these items can go to either one of them. This is a double face sweatshirt, size medium, in the color Cloud. Have you ever heard of this brand? This is my first time finding it. The price tag is $195, and this was $8.99. I mean, unbelievable what these prices were. I think this is gonna go to Anthony, this Cloud. He's gonna love that. This, I think, is a total Jay shirt. Jay loves wearing them to work. They're button downs, but they're very stretchy. This is so beautiful. This again was $8.99, and the price tag on this one is $175. And you can feel it. The quality is so beautiful. This is 95% Pima and 5% spandex. So absolutely beautiful. The stitching is gorgeous. And these are like basics that he will wear all the time. Here's another one for Jay. This was $125. It's a stretch polo. The color is called Concrete. It's just a basic, but you know, my husband works in an office in Boston. He does a lot of traveling. $7.99 for a $125 shirt. Even if this is over half off on their website, that's still $65. And it's this beautiful shirt, new with tag. And they were all together. You're gonna laugh at this because I always screw up because I'm always in a hurry. I always feel like I'm in a hurry for one reason or another, and this one's really, really funny. I've done this before where I've bought a sweater that I think is fantastic and there's like a huge chunk of it missing. So I saw this Madewell shirt, $5.99. It's a medium. So this is new with tag, $35. I'm like, oh, Anthony will look adorable in this brown shirt. Are you ready? Look at this back. The back of this shirt is just like someone took a pair of scissors to the back of the shirt. Look at this. So hysterical. How on earth did I miss that? I was rushing. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to cut off the bottom straight across and I'm going to give it to Angelina and I think she'll wear it at the gym. You know, you can't win them all, but I'm still gifting that. I think I can salvage it. This I'm giving to Anthony because he likes a long sleeve tee. This was $8.99, Orchard and Broom. I got two basic short sleeve tees. I'm gonna give one to Jay, one to Anthony. They were both $5.99 and the price tag on these basic tees is $80. $80. Now I would never pay $80 for a basic tee, but these are things that I know my husband and my son will love and wear, and they are new with tag and they were a fraction of the cost. I would say this is very comparable to like Lululemon quality. And this one I'm gonna give to Anthony too because Jay doesn't really wear a lot of Henleys. This Henley is $115 and I paid $8.99. This is just a black Henley, buttons right here, super cute. So these next few pieces I'm actually not gifting, I'm listing these. This is a new with tag cashmere sweater from White and Warren, which I believe is sold at Madewell. I believe all the White and Warren stuff was a sample. I looked this up online. The price on this is $350. We actually already have this listed, but I paid $6.99 for this, and I could not believe that they had new with tag cashmere priced at $6.99. Now I did get two sweaters that did not have fabric tags. This is my Quince cashmere, but I'm like a cashmere junkie these days, and it was a V-neck, like olive green, and I'm certain it's cashmere, but there was not a single tag on the inside. It's new, and I'm certain it's cashmere, but without a fabric tag, I can't list it as cashmere in good faith on the platforms that I sell on. I could certainly gift it to somebody, but it fits me, so I gifted it to myself. But that too was like $6.99, and I think because it didn't have a brand or fabric tag, they couldn't mark it high. But I was surprised by this because it's 100% cashmere and it's right on the tag. I figured they would price this higher, but no, this was like $6.99. This is the other cashmere sweater, which I think is just beautiful. 100% cashmere, size small, White and Warren. Here's the tag, like the store tag. It does say sample. It is an absolute gorgeous cardigan sweater. On their website, this is $300 to $350. I paid $6.99. I mean, just those two sweaters, $700. Like, my mind is blown. Angie was really sad about these because she loves Free People and she loved these shorts. Brown is in this year. Suede is in. These are almost like a faux suede. They're almost like a little velvety feel. But these are new with tag, We the Free, but they're only a size 24. They're really tiny, or they're a 25. They're the chicory, coffee, dark brown. Here's the tag right there. Super cute, tons of stock photos on these. These retail for $88. I paid $7.99 for these and I'm listing them for $68, I believe, online. These are the designer shoes that I found and I really wish they were my size because they are beautiful. These are from Salvatore Ferragamo. I find Ferragamo shoes a decent amount, but 9 out of 10 times the Ferragamo shoes that I find are incredibly narrow and they are vintage and they're not like a style that I really love. These are gorgeous. Similar styles to this on their website, like the basic black pump, $850. I don't think these have ever been worn. Or they were like tried on in a house, but never worn out of the house. I mean, if you look on the inside, sorry, the shadows aren't great in here. The light, I'm seeing a lot of shadows, so I'm sorry that this probably isn't the best lighting in here. But these are absolutely stunning. These are a size 7.5. I love this kind of heel because it's not too high. Like you could wear this with a pair of jeans. You could wear it dressed up. These are stunning and they are new without tag. I paid $12 for them. Yes, so this was the color orange and then a 1 and a 2. You can see that. I don't know if I can, it's been hard to show with the, so you can see the O on top and then the 1 and the 2. So these were $12 for $850 Ferragamos, new without tag. I was blown away at this store. I love living in Boston. They get some of the best donations there. That was probably the most valuable thing that I found, and it wasn't new with tag, but it was new without tag. So I found this little skirt for Angelina. It's adorable. It actually says festive days on it, new with tag. She loves to get dressed up for like parties and New Year's Eve, and I know this will be so cute on her. It's a size medium. So the price tag on it was $39.90. It has like a little 30% off sticker on it, so it was on sale. This wasn't even in the specialty area. It just had the orange tag, which was the new tag that week. But I think their skirts are $4.99 or $5.99, so this was just like a regular price skirt. Very short, I might add, but she's gonna love it. And the last new with tag item I'm going to put in my mom's thrift bag, and this is just an Isaac Mizrahi blush brush. It was $2.99. I mean, this was probably only $5 anyways, but I thought it was cute for my mom. She doesn't update her makeup stuff. Actually, Mom, you're watching this. I hope you forget about it. When my dad was alive, he used to say to my mom that she could wrap her own Christmas presents and then forget about them by the time she opened them. Hopefully, we'll forget about this, Mom. I had to go grab a couple more things because I forgot about a few things. This is a sweater that I bought. This is another one that falls into the category of there are no tags on this. Now, when I Google lens this, a sweater from Universal Threads comes up, which is a Target brand, but it's gray in the middle and cream on the outside. It's actually like a dupe for this. I believe this is probably White & Warren, and I believe it was from that same sample sale. It has this tag right here. If anybody can help me out, there's no information on this. This was $8.99. It is definitely a cashmere blend. I may keep this one because it's so cozy, or maybe gift it to one of my cousins or my sister-in-laws at Christmas. It's so beautiful. There's no brand tag, there's no fabric tag. So I'm gonna try this on and see if I like it. This is where I may not have picked this up if I was reselling it, but as a gift, if you have somebody in mind, it's a great call. And I am certain it was with all these sweaters, probably from White & Warren. The green sweater that I was talking about is right here. I wore this yesterday and I absolutely love it. It's just like a little V-neck. It has like a split seam on the side. I think this probably has a little merino wool in it too, because it's not as soft as cashmere. It's probably a blend, but these sweaters are just gorgeous. And they were $6.99, $8.99. It just like blew my mind. They're absolutely beautiful quality. I'm gonna breeze through the things for Rocco because it's not all about new with tag items. I just happened to hit the jackpot on this day, but you'll get a sense of where Rocco's style is a little bit different than Jay and Anthony. This is an LL Bean shirt. I always get Rocco LL Bean because he goes to school in Maine. He loves the brand. This is 100% linen. Rocco plays a lot of golf and he kind of likes that golfy swagger look in the summer. So this is a little out of season, but I know Rocco is going to love it. 100% linen. This was a regular shirt, so $5.99 I think. And I love getting home and washing everything, stain treating things and just bringing them back to life. I love when the presentation comes together and it just looks beautiful. This is a brand called Johnny O. I always joke that it's very rare to find a Johnny O piece in my inventory because usually I get it in and it sells. People like this brand. This is another one of those stretchy shirts. I'm actually bringing this into Boston tonight because Rocco's coming into the city with some friends. He's staying at the condo. They have one of their conferences and he wants a couple options for shirts. He's not sure if the attire is tie or no tie and it's a couple days. So I just think this is a really nice shirt for him to wear. So this is like brand new. I'm bringing it to him. If he likes it, he can keep it. If he wants to just wear it for the conference and give it back to me, I'll wash it and sell it. This was $5.99, like the linen shirt. This is really a style-based pickup for Rocco. The brand is Truth, which isn't a bad brand to sell. This kind of reminds me of like Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack. This is very much Rocco's style, kind of that vintage look on the golf course, big wide stripes, kind of like an 80s, late 80s, early 90s vibe. He's gonna love this. So I'm excited about that. And then Angelina picked this out for Rocco, and this is very much like Rocco Cash look. I think he's gonna look so handsome in this. This is actually Tommy Bahama, but when we picked it up, it had like a stain right here, but I could tell if you scratch a little bit, you can see if something's topical. Kind of gross, but I knew I was gonna be able to get that cleaned. And here, the tag was missing, but I noticed down here, the button is branded with Tommy Bahama, and then the back side has the little palm tree on the hardware. So this is just a Cash shirt that I'm gonna throw into Rocco's bag. I also saw this t-shirt that I had to buy for Rocco, UMaine Black Bears. This is his college. He's in his senior year. Whenever I see UMaine or Penn State, I have a soft spot for it. I stopped picking up Penn State because both of those kids have graduated now, but I still have to grab a UMaine shirt when I can. So those are just a sampling of items that I got for my kids' thrift bag and for my husband, a couple things to resell. The value of the items in total, if you include the Ferragamo shoes, are over $2,000. I spent like $220 on this day, and this isn't even everything from the haul. Okay, now it's time for some of my best thrifting tips. Consider this like your little thrift guide for the holidays for gifting. You are much more likely to pick something up if you get a cart. You can always go back later and edit things down. But when you're taking your first pass through, you want to just fill the cart with things that catch your eye. Sometimes I don't really even have a theme in mind that I'm going for, but as I pick up different items, sometimes a theme will come together. So in this particular video, I'm looking mostly for clothing for gift bags, but if you want to see the video that I curated for my friend Tabitha in October, I'll link it above. When I'm thrifting for gifts, I try to shop with specific people in mind. You can think of the colors that they love or they look good in, fabrics they love, brands they normally wear. Try to give yourself some time, because I always find the more time I have, the better shopper I am, no matter what. The more time I have, the more I can come up with a theme as I'm shopping, think of people personally. I can look things up online, see what their value is if that matters to you. I can really go over things and look for flaws and put things back if I need to. You might want to look up on Pinterest or get some inspiration before you go. Maybe pick out an outfit that you're trying to do at the thrift store. Anything that inspires you, take it along with you. If you're shopping for a particular person, don't worry so much about the label unless they're really into labels and brands that you know of. Pay attention to the fabric, the quality of the item. Look for natural fibers like cotton and linen, cashmere and wool. I always think that fabric and style is more important than brands when I'm shopping for other people. If I'm looking for resale value, it's different, but when I'm thrifting for gifts, quality will often trump anything else. Think in terms of like a curated bundle, and I think I did a really good job with this with my friend Tabitha with the video that I mentioned earlier. Today you just saw a lot of examples of clothing, so it wasn't really a curated look per se. These Zara shorts that I got for Angie, if I was thinking in terms of a curated look, I might want to pair this with some really cute sparkly earrings. Maybe I could find a pair of tights or a pair of shoes that would look cute for her on New Year's Eve, or maybe a top that goes with it. Think in terms of accessories. Could you get a scarf to go with something, or a pair of gloves? You often find things like that at the thrift store in abundance. One of the easiest things I think to pull together at a thrift store is like a cozy bundle set. You can get a mug, you can find a blanket, maybe a book, a thrifted book of a bestseller you think that a friend or family member would love, and put it all together. There's usually tons of baskets at the thrift store. So you get a basket, you wash a blanket, put it in there with like a couple of mugs, throw in some cozy socks or a sweater or a scarf, and all of a sudden you have this beautifully thrifted gift that most people are really going to enjoy. Who doesn't love a mug for their coffee and a blanket to curl up in the cold winters in New England? The next tip is not a requirement, but look for items that are new with tag. If you happen to be thrifting for somebody who gets a little skeeved out by the thrift store or the thought of wearing somebody else's clothes, if it's a new with tag item, they can't complain. They will be very excited, and oftentimes they can't believe that you're finding these items at a thrift store. So hunt for the new with tag items, especially for those people on your list who might be a little apprehensive about receiving a thrifted item. But think of it more as a bonus and not a requirement. And I do think you're going to see a lot out there in the month of December. The samples that I found are hidden gems. Those are things you're not going to find on the rack at a department store. Those are things that are one-offs that could be very special to someone. One-off items can sometimes be the center of your gift that people can't get anywhere. That goes for vintage pieces too. If you get a nice vintage item, that can be your centerpiece. I often try to find one like hero item and then bundle things around that. And thrift stores are just such a great place to find unique gifts. You just have to keep an open mind and try to go to places in the thrift store that you might normally not go to. Whenever I do a thrift challenge for this channel, I find it pushes me creatively and it gets me into departments that I don't normally gravitate towards. I love to look at sweaters and things like that, but that's not always where I find the gems. Push yourself to go to different parts of the thrift store and think creatively. You never know what you'll find. So if you like this kind of content, definitely stay tuned and tell me in the comments, what is the best item you've ever gifted or received from a thrift store? Thank you again to The Farmer's Dog for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to click the link in my description if you want to get started with them today. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be back real soon.